Hi, welcome to Colours City of Liverpool online radio station here at the City of Liverpool College on Roscoe Street. I'm here doing a show with the wonderful Liverpool. They're an organisation I think formed by the China Society. We will do a show about that separately, Kevin. But today we're going to be talking about an interesting subject, countdown to leave, which is predominantly about talking about the process of when students come to Liverpool, England, and in that process of being here for 2 to 5 years. How does that feel when they're about to leave, to go home, you know, the friends they have to leave or the friends they've made, relationships. So yeah, I think it's an interesting topic. So shall we fire away? So to my left is
Sue.
Wonderful Sue, and
Kevin.
And how old are you guys?
22.
Same.
Same age. Oh, fabulous. And let's start with the first question. And I'm going to point this to you, Sue. When you first out, you know, was it planned? When you came here, were you frightened? Were you scared? Was it all organised? Tell me the first process of leading up to coming here and when you arrived. What was it like?
It's kind of a mix of the scary and excited, you know, because I've come to a new place, but I don't have many friends here, I don't have my families here.
You didn't have no friends when you first came? No friends?
I have some, but not many.
Oh, okay.
So I was a little scared, but at the same time I was very excited to explore what's going on here, what's interesting in the city.
How old were you?
20.
When you arrived you were 20?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
And Kev, I mean, can you elaborate on the same with you? You know, go back in time. Can you remember, like, when you got on the airplane, when you arrived, and the feelings of being, you know, leaving home? How did you feel?
The first time I arrived here, it was with my father.
Oh, so your father came with you?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, and Sue, did your parents come with you?
No.
Oh, so you were unlucky. Your parents didn't come with you. You came on your own.
No, I came with a friend of mine.
With a friend, but your dad came with you.
Yeah.
So, okay.
It was comfort for me, you know.
Yeah.
But although I studied before abroad, but like, this is the first time I study on my own, like and live on my own. So it's kind of. It's really I'm really expecting something more, you know, to expecting more friends, to expecting like more different lives.
Did your dad stay with you? How long did your dad stay with you for?
A week.
Okay, that was comforting to have him there for a
Yes,
week.
and he just left me and went travel, you know. I just skipped that part. Oh, it brought me to tears.
You saw it as a holiday, maybe?
Yes, because my mother was in a different European country, and they went out. And, you know, they sent me pictures, and while I was studying, you know, this kind of thing.
So that was your first year. So you arrived, you settled in. How long did it take you to make friends and to get settled? Many of you, how long was the process? Would you settle within a week, a month? You know, to get to understand that just talking to English English people. How long did you start or feel comfortable? Are you within a year or 6 months? Sue?
I'm not sure the exactly time. I think I'm still in the process to get used to this place, to get used to living here. But the longer time I stay here, the more used to it.
Yeah. So, like, say for instance, when you first came here, would you have been comfortable having this conversation with me in English?
No.
So being here over a few times gets you a bit more kind of like comfortable with having conversations in English, which is really good for you when you go back to China in terms of a second language you can as well have to think. So during the process of being here, what are the things that you're learning and achieving within the 2-3 years? Kevin, I mean, what are the things you want to achieve whilst you're here?
What I want to achieve?
Yeah, whilst you're here. So say for the next 3 years, you know, you study, you learn, you become better at what you do, you make friends. Are you planning ahead of that just to stay, or I mean, have you thought about the thing about when you have to go back, how that's going to work? You know, talk us through what like your next year or two now that you've got left.
Actually, my purpose and my aim in the UK, I would just want to try to make something on my own, like in my own name, because in before people always read me as my parents' kid, and now like when I left them, I think people read me as a person, as a whole person. So I just want to do like whatever it is, just to maybe like contact with other people, having conversations. They just think me as a Kevin, as one person. They won't consider like one of my parents, like this kind of thing.
So is coming to England becoming of age and maturing and giving you some responsibility to become adults as well? Is that part of your process? Why? Because there is quite an influx of Chinese students studying abroad. And what is the purpose? Why do your parents send you here?
First, like my parents think the average educational standard in the UK is kind of a little bit higher than the level I can achieve in China. And I think the UK's education is like more suitable for me, because I think sometimes there are no one answer for the UK's examinations.
You're laughing, Sue. Why are you laughing? Sorry to interject. Why was you laughing when something familiar about what Kevin was saying about?
Because we kind of have this feeling that Chinese students are all very stick to one answers, and teachers only teach what the students should prepare for the exams.
Yes.
And
for us, like in China, it's more about recite.
Okay.
Recite things.
And this gives you a different way of learning. Coming to England, it's a bit more explorative and.
It has its advantages, because like we are more good. We're better in the memory, and memory things, and in reflection, this kind of thing. And we are better in math.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I'm a student in math.
Yeah, Charlie behind the camera there was saying about the math standard in China is very, very, very high.
Yeah.
So yeah, just ditto. So are you thinking like, so you've made friends here in England? Or do you not make any friends at all? English friends or Liverpool friends? Have you got some friends? Or have you not made friends? Very few. And is there, well that's good for the people that, watching this. What is there a reason why you don't have many Liverpool friends whilst you're here?
Some part is because I'm a very shy person.
Oh. So are you saying, do you not, because I was asking you, Kevin, do you not have events where there are to integrate or to do mixed things with the Liverpool society? I mean, like you've got the Chinese, do you do things that, I know I'm doing things with you, right now we're getting involved in like the Threshold Festival, and so we're trying to do that. So when you go back to China in those 3 years, do you think you don't actually build that much relationships with, what is it you lose when you go back? Is there any loss? Do you think when you go back to China after your 5 or 3 years?
Yes, I think we have some loss of about the connections, because when people are studying Chinese university, they're not only studying knowledge; they have friends all over the place. But for example, myself, if I want to go back to China and make development, I need to rebuild my connections.
So that's one issue.
Yes.
Going back and starting fresh and rebuilding the connections.
Yes, and there are like different culture of treating people.
Does your culture change whilst you're here?
Yes, I think.
A little bit.
Yes, if there are different ways to talk to a foreigner than talk to Chinese people.
So whilst you're here for 4 or 5 years, and you're learning, in the university, your whole way of how you look at life and stuff while you're in another country changes. Yeah. Do you think you've changed as people, as Chinese? What's the word I'm looking for? Do you think you'd be the same if you stayed in China, or do you think that being abroad and studying abroad changes you a lot more in terms of your personalities?
Yeah, I think for me, yes.
Give us an example of how you think you've changed a lot more by being in England.
At least I know the ketchup is tomato sauce. That's the most important things for me. Like when I arrive here, the most thing that favors me is to take orders, like to order food.
Oh.
Yeah.
And when I went to McDonald's, I would order a burger, and they would tell me like ketchup. I thought like ketchup what? Like, what's ketchup? Like,
They don't do that in China?
no. They were in a different language, so it's fine for me. And they would drink. I said yes, like it should be like me to order what kind of drink.
Oh, I see.
And my heart was beeping. It was pumping, a lot.
Because you didn't understand them at first, but now so it's that culture shock is one major thing when you first arrive. Culture shock, but you adapt to it, and that changes you.
Yeah. Now I just take ketchup on my own. I don't need to ask them.
Taking back that culture shock, Sue, the culture shock of being here, do you think that's going to put you in an advantage when you go back to China, having the experience of being abroad? To someone staying in China?
I won't call that an advantage, but I think that's a good thing for me, because I always think people should experience more as much as they can.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this is another question. Well, all your friends who were in school with you in China, did some say, oh no, I'd never leave China, and they didn't even dream about going to England to study? Or is it a vision of most Chinese students in your schools that you were in China to leave and go and study abroad?
There is some students I know, they used to say they never want to leave China because they were afraid of leaving all their friends, leaving the family. But after several years, they changed their mind. Yeah.
Okay, so with this explorative conversation about Countdown to Leave, I think it's a very interesting conversation. We'd like to continue this, from week to week. For anyone watching at home or in China, students preparing to come here, if you had to say in one thing, about your journey being here so far, that would give them an insight, prepare them for coming, what would be the biggest fear that you should say to them to prepare for when they come? For you, Sue, anyone watching in China? Yeah, coming as a student, what would you say the biggest thing for you?
I think the most important thing I experience here is to stay with myself, because I'm a shy person and I don't have many friends here and I don't have my family around. And most of the time I have to stay with myself alone, but as time passed I find this as an interesting, because I always talk to myself.
You talk to yourself?
Yeah.
I do. I talk to myself.
I can. And after these times, I think it made me feel peaceful.
Okay.
To just stay with myself, to find what kind of person I am.
So people, you've heard that, if you're watching in China or what have you, be true to yourself when you come here, okay? And what about you, Kev? What would you advise any young man coming, I'm not saying, but coming over here, what would you say from your experience?
I would say the most important thing is for people to get out the comfort zone. It's their own comfort zone, because to adapt the loneliness, it's the most beautiful things to be in UK as well, like to be by yourself. But you have to get outside to meet more people, and you can get obtain more ideas, and you can see this world in a very objective view. Then I think people need to challenge themselves when they come here.
Challenge yourself. And Sue said, I've now forgotten, but yeah, take those into account when you're thinking about coming over as students. So we're signing out. You've been watching Liverpool and Colours. Stay tuned for our next series next week. And yeah, you want to say goodbye?
Bye.
Bye. Colour.
cough, cough, cough.